I'm not the only one who's noticed it, right? This insistence over the years, the decades even, that video games not being received how one other person or a group of people feels about it, and suddenly it's almost akin to a pissing contest over who's right and wrong for personal interests. And either way, whether it be an opinionated piece from one person or the crowd itself in agreement or disagreement, that personal aspect seems to be absent. You can't just hate a game because you don't like it. No, you have to stand in the modern day Salem witch trial law about how right or wrong your opinion is. You can't just not like something the rest of us like. You have to provide reasons for your opinions and prove to us why we should agree with you. You can't just like what the rest of us hates. We need to open your mind as to why you should hate it like the rest of us. Here's a question I have for everyone who does this, across the board. Doesn't matter the franchise, the game, even the characters in the game or franchise. My question is, what are you afraid of? I just genuinely get this vibe. The people who buy into this, I need to be right, or I need to defend myself, and or they are wrong and they should know they're wrong mentalities. I just kind of get the vibe they're actually afraid to step out of that bubble. Here's how I see it, and anyone else is free to add their own perspective to this. I think it's genuinely a lack of confidence in being yourself. This idea that I have to agree with everyone or they have to agree with me, otherwise I'm the problem, but I don't want to be the problem, so it must be everyone else who is the problem, and they just don't realize that yet. This idea is just present across the board, both on and offline, because I've seen it happen in real life too, and I'm sure some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I would call out a certain age group like, oh, this is clearly just a bunch of kids and teens who don't understand this yet, but no, I've seen this happen plenty of times with adults. People sometimes just can't or just don't want to stop what they're doing and just change themselves and work on themselves. And yes, this doesn't mean that everyone else is guilt-free at times either, not even me. But that's what learning and experiences are for, is it not? Or that's what I thought it was for. To grow and change ourselves and to be able to look back at our past selves and go, wow, I acted like that back in the day. Some people, I just get the vibe that they'd rather stay where they are and blame everything else and dismiss any idea that they could be the ones in the wrong because it's easier than putting in the work. Because change is hard. Changing yourself is hard. I mean, I used to be a real piece of shit, but I was like a kid at that time, went through my teens, man. I didn't like who I was, so I felt like I just needed to change for myself. And I didn't feel like I owed it to myself or anything like that. No, I felt like I owed it to my dad, my friends, the people that gave a fuck about me and still do. And I still feel like I gotta work on that. I still feel like I gotta work on myself, you know? I made something, I don't know how long ago, where I just aired out a lot of the shit that just made me who I was and led me where I ended up. And even now, I still can't say that I'm just free of all that because I just don't think I'm done growing and changing. But I used to be in that mindset of attack and defend with fiction. Everyone else around me when I was 7 said, Kingdom Hearts was for babies, and you shouldn't play this because it's a baby game, and you should only play some real grown-up games. 7 years old, mind you. Like God of War and Grand Theft Auto 3 and Halo and Call of Duty. It's just like, I'm 7 years old at this time. And years later, believe it or not, my friends are trying to get me into Kingdom Hearts. And, you know, I don't want to say it'll never happen, because, you know, maybe it will. I tried playing it not too long ago, I forget when, but I tried playing Kingdom Hearts 1 not too long ago and thought, you know, I kind of get why people like it. It's just not for me. And listening to other people gush about it, watching different videos on why people like it and everything. If anything, it's just made me question why I just let people back in the day pressure me into just not liking something I clearly would have loved. It just makes me question, why did I spend my life playing what everyone else played and not getting to play what I wanted to? And nowadays, I can say something like, I like the Devil May Cry reboot. And you can disagree. You can even say that I'm wrong. But, I still have fun cutting up demons and platforming and whatnot, and that just being on me. I can also just say that I thought Persona 5 was the weaker title out of the Persona franchise to me. And you can disagree. You can press me on that. But, I still enjoy how Persona 3 handled the story, how Persona 4 handled the characters, and how those games handled what Persona 5 did but better to me. While also giving Persona 5 its points towards its gameplay, its art directions, its visuals, and so on. And either way I go, it at no point stops you, or anyone else for that matter, for liking or hating the games you want to, does it? And if it does, or even if you think I need to defend myself for what I say, then I ask, why? Why does what other people think affect you or me? What does someone's personal biases do to you and your love or loathing of a piece of media anyone with the money and time can play? Why do we give so much of a fuck about what everyone else thinks, to the point where we just forget to think about ourselves? This isn't a call to something like debates or arguments. This isn't some movement I'm trying to start or anything. It's just a question I want to ask. And it's a question I just want people to look inwards and ask themselves. Who are you? And what games do you like, and what games do you hate?